Cool. We're good to go. Wow, it's taking a minute. That took forever, it seemed, to get into this. So, yeah, we're looking good. Let's see. Well, let's go ahead and get out of the bubble. So, get back out there exploring again. We need to go out and do some stuff. Because I was already starting to get a little bit bored hanging out here in the bubble again. Prep for shock.
As you wish. Preparing for jump.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be the exact same as with my asp.
50%. 75%.
So hopefully I'll still be able to hang around with the big boys out there a little bit. Maybe
Engines
not an
full
anaconda,
burn.
but at least an asp or something I would be able to. Let's see if this is the same fuel scoop.
Fuel scooping.
343? Nope, it's a little bit slower than the last one. That's alright. We're not too worried about that, because once I actually do get out there, it's not going to matter too much.
Fuel scooping complete.
Prep for shock.
Stand by.
Fuel scoop
Frame
disengaged.
shift activated.
That was perfect timing.
Engaging now. 50%.
Sweet. Well, I'm excited to get back out there and do some damage
Drives
again.
engaging. 75%. Going to maximum.
Looks like we're going to have our fair share of jumping for a long time today. Prep for shock.
Affirmative. Stand by. Charging frame shift drive. Drives engaging. 50%. 75%.
I don't even know. I think the only thing that we don't have that we had before was the AFM.
Engaged.
You know, I wish they had something like with the SRV that you could repair your ship when you landed on planets. Something like a, I think it'd be cool for them to mod out the SRVs or something like that, to where the SRV could repair your ship or something like that. Or maybe when you walk around, maybe you can repair the ship or something like that yourself when they finally do get that up. Couldn't tell if that guy was trying to interdict me or not. Came out of nowhere. So I guess the AFM and the cargo hatch are the two things that I had on my other ship that I'm not going to have this time. Let's go ahead and get some fuel real quick.
Fuel scooping.
And maybe a faster fuel scoop. That was the only other thing that we had that we don't have this time. Prep for shock.
Fuel
Stand
scoop
by.
disengaged.
Preparing for jump.
The system even populated?
Engaging now. 50%.
Yeah, it is.
75%. Going to maximum.
Looks like we're gonna have a fun time now, so hopefully get all the way out there again.
Fuel scooping.
Prep for shock.
Affirmative.
Fuel scoop
Stand by.
disengaged.
Frameshift drive engaging.
Looks like
Engaging
for now on we can start
50%.
getting ready to do.
Drives engaging. 75%. Engaged.
Yeah. I bet that would help out a little bit. That way you don't have to have overpower usage or anything like that. That's actually really smart. I never thought about turning all my, like turning the drives off and everything like that to do stuff. I never thought about it. I wish I had space for an AFM, however, it's a necessary evil for a little smaller of a ship that's easier to maneuver for me. Prep for shock.
As you wish. Readying the FDL drive.
I think we're finally getting out past the bubble by now. At least I'm
Engaging
hoping.
now. 50%.
Maybe we're not. Maybe we're still in the bubble.
Drives
Yep.
engaging. 75%.
Looks like we're getting there though.
Engines full burn.
Check real quick, make sure this next star is going to be refuelable. Looks like the next couple of stars are not going to be refuelable. Looks like we're barely going to make it to that one, and that one is refuelable. Oh, okay. Prep for shock.
As you wish. Charging the FDL drive.
Let's see, are we out of the bubble yet?
Drives
We are
engaging.
just barely
50%.
outside of the bubbles. Next
Drives
couple jumps are going to
engaging.
be worth it.
75%. Engines full burn.
Flies like an eagle. I ran around an eagle for the longest time, and I don't know what I would do if I got in one again. I might. Oh man. I feel like I'd rain hell on somebody in an eagle after flying around in some of these other ships. Prep for shock.
Affirmative. Stand by.
I love calling it
Preparing
shock
for
instead
jump.
of jump. Just sounds cooler to me.
50%.
It sounds like we're about to like actually shock through space.
75%. Engaged.
Man, I don't even want to think about doing it in a Conda. That just sounds horrible. Make sure that this next one's going to be refuelable. What? Is next one not? Oh, okay, maybe it is. This one's not. At least I don't think it is. If it is, we'll just refuel here, but I doubt that it is. Nope, these are all T-Turi type stars. Prep for shock.
Stand by. Charging frame shift
Heck, we're gonna
drive.
get there with just enough fuel. Cool. We lucked out on this one.
Engaging now. 50%.
We'll have to, while I'm refueling here, I'm gonna check the rest of the route and make sure we're not gonna hit all these
75%.
big dry spells. If not, we'll have to probably go up to the zero
Going to
plane
maximum.
and then design a new route. We're pretty low on fuel now.
Fuel scooping. Main fuel tank drained.
Oh shush, no it's not. It's about to get filled up again. Go ahead and take a look at the map and make sure that it doesn't look like that star is going to be refuelable. Neither is that one. Oh man, really? Are you seriously just taking me through a giant cluster of unrefuelable stars? Okay, we're going to have to go up to the zero plane. Man, that's rough. That's super rough. So let's come up here. It's on the -2. What's this guy? It's on -4. About this guy right here. Whoops, wrong star. Let's see, what's this guy right here? It's on the -7. Seems like there's a lot more stars to refuel on up when you get closer to the top or the middle of the plane instead of being in the negatives. Up here more than down here in the negatives. I don't know why. I guess maybe there's more stars down there or something. So yeah, I bet that would be really nice. It's definitely something I'm not able to do in this thing. But, I mean, that's the price I'm going to pay for going back and getting this thing instead of doing it with the ASP. This thing does have a little bit of a slower fuel rate, it seems. I guess not as big of... Oh well, though. We'll get there. Once we get there and I start jumping around again like I was earlier, it's not going to matter. It's just the getting out and getting in that's going to be rough.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Let's make sure that all of these guys aren't going to... I've only got... yeah, I got 2 jumps. That's it. Oh yeah, we're good. I don't think we're going to have to worry about fuel as bad once we get up on the zero plane. I usually skip across stars just to get a little bit. Fortunately, I'm an idiot, and I forgot to write down where I last was, so...
Fuel scooping.
And I explored a really big area, so maybe it's good that I didn't write that down, because now I'm not going to go back to the same area. Man, that Conda though. How big is the fuel tank on that thing? Is it a 64 or is it still a 32?
Fuel
Skip
scooping.
across this guy real quick. Oh, that's an orbit. I thought that was something else for a second. I really enjoy how this thing's heat dispersion is. It seems like it works a little bit better than the ASP, which is another thing that I really like about it. I absolutely love this Diamondback.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I just love it. There's nothing against the ASP. The ASP was a great machine for what it did while I was out there. I had absolutely no complaints about that ASP. Besides the fact that it was really fat, and landing that thing was terrible. Let's go ahead and aim at an F-type out here that is, yep. Looks good to me. Just going to go ahead and look at all these and... Looks like this is going to be a lot better route. I'm already seeing tons of stars on my map that I'll be able to refuel at. I wish these were numbered. That would be awesome. I mean, you think the computer would be smart enough to say, hey, this is going to be your 29th stop, or... Looks like I'm going to... Yep, we'll just keep getting some fuel while we're going. We should be good. I only see 2 stars in that whole 1,000 light year path that is going to hinder us a little bit. Should be good, though. Prep for shock.
Stand by. Frame shift drive engaging. 50%.
Hey, what's up, Busted Cap? Yeah, I got my
75%.
diamond back. I'm already headed back out. I stopped by your channel earlier, but I don't know if
Engaged.
you'd seen me talking to you or not. I didn't know if your mic was muted or I couldn't tell. Looked like you were busy doing something, so I didn't want to keep distracting you. I tend to distract people a lot. Yep, we're just in the Diamondback Explorer for now. Hanging out again. It's actually going to make the same jump ranges and everything as my Asp was, so...
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Prep for shock.
As you wish. Preparing for jump. Drives engaging. 50%.
Wow, the
Drives
Anaconda's only got a
engaging.
32
75%.
fuel tank? That's crazy. I thought it would be something
Going
huge.
to maximum.
I guess you could probably put like 4 or 5 of those 32s in there though, huh? Yep, this is... Well, you were flying around.
Fuel scooping.
Must have just missed you then. I was just stopping by for a couple minutes just to say hey and see what you're doing. I forgot my phone at home and
Fuel
prep
scoop
for shock.
disengaged.
Affirmative. Stand by.
I forgot my phone at
Charging the
home,
FDL
so
drive.
I wasn't able to watch your stream while I was getting my tires rotated and my truck clean.
50%.
Kind of irritated me to do that. I hate doing that.
Drives engaging. 75%. Engines full burn.
That and then decided to break 3 or 4 studs on my truck, so it took a while for them to fix that. I hate it when they use a impact hammer to put the nut on your truck. Or on any car, really. There's no need to use an impact hammer
Fuel scooping.
while putting bolts on a car. There's a reason why you torque them. Some people don't realize that, though. That's what happens when you go to Pet Boys.
Fuel scooping complete. Fuel scoop
Prep for shock.
disengaged.
Stand by. Preparing for jump. Engaging
Yeah, you
now.
must have just barely missed me
50%.
then. Or something.
Drives engaging. 75%.
I would have been on there for about an hour and a half watching you, but
Going to
I left my
maximum.
phone at home. I wasn't planning on that, so. I'm sorry. So yeah, how was that T9 going for you? Was the experiment a success or was it not?
Fuel scooping.
Prep for shock.
Fuel scoop
Affirmative.
disengaged.
Stand by. Frame shift activated. Engaging now. 50%.
You're still on double
75%.
secret probation? Okay, we won't talk about it then.
Engaged.
What's the one rule about T9 experiments? You don't talk about T9 experiments. Yeah, exactly. But about the scratch while I'm at it. Yeah, I still don't understand why they do that. They're not expensive ones, so it's not like they're actually going to stop at a certain torque. And the way they rattle, they can't hold a torque worth anything, and you do try to torque them. Even having military-grade equipment, I've never seen an impact hammer do any good on a bolt anywhere, unless it was making it come off for good. Prep for shock.
As you wish. Readying the FDL drive.
I have never seen an impact hammer ever do good on any bolt. It's
Drives
only done bad.
50%.
Bad meaning that it either breaks it when it comes off, so you can still get it off, or
75%.
it gets it off. Henry 05.
Engines full burn.
Nice. Yeah, they're idiots. I mean, it is what it is. Whatever. I'm hoping to make it back out there today.
Fuel scooping.
If I did, I'm gonna feel really dumb because then I could have stayed in the bubble and had some fun real quick before I came all the way back out. But I didn't want to risk it. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, so it looks like tomorrow might be a busy
Fuel
day.
scoop disengaged.
Prep for jump. Prepare to jump. Mindy,
I'm here.
are you deaf?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it myself then. Thanks, Mindy.
You're welcome.
Jeez. That's funny. God grant me patience, 'cause if you grant me strength, I will freaking destroy this car. Man, I've seen that quote before on Jeep forums, and I believe it because I used to own a Jeep, and oh my gosh. This must be that one sun that I couldn't refuel on. Prep for shock.
As you wish. Frame shift activated.
Man, this thing is just so responsive. I just love it.
50%.
Shake it, Mindy.
75%.
Just love how responsive these Diamondbacks are.
Going to maximum.
That's a funny. I can't. Oh man, I'm glad you reminded me of that quote because I'd forgotten all about that, and I need to use that quote more often when I'm working on my truck or whenever I'm doing something. $75%.
Thrusters
Fuel scooping.
75%.
Stop here.
Cutting engines stop here.
Oh, you had an 86 Comanche? I love Comanches. I think they're awesome. I want like a really old school one, like a 70s Comanche. I don't even know if they made them that far out, but I think they did. I really want a Willys. That's what I want. That's gonna be my next Jeep. I had a 92 YJ, or not a YJ. It was a YJ, right? Yeah, I think so. But I had a 92, and
Fuel scooping.
its name was Mindy. I named almost all my vehicles Mindy. I just transfer my body. Maybe I should have been named Mindy or something. If I would have been a girl, maybe my parents would have named me Mindy. Because I'm the actual computer that goes with it. But pipe stem sector. Okay. Weird. But yeah, mine was a 92 YJ. And you know, the square headlights and stuff. I wanted to be different. All the Jeeps always had circular headlights. I'm a chiseled kind of person. I like it when things are square and rigid. So I went with the 92, and I had a oh god, what year was it? It was a 70s Corvette motor that we had pulled, a Chevy 350 Vet motor that we had pulled and stuffed inside of it with a we had an old 87 Blazer that we took a 700 R4 out of and stuffed that behind it. And man, that thing was awesome. CJs are nice. I like the CJs. Honestly, I've never been able to tell the difference between a CJ5 and a CJ7 because I haven't been around them a lot. You don't see them a lot where I'm from. You see them down here every now and then, but most of them are the YJs or the TJs. But what's the difference between a CJ5 and a CJ7? Like actual like looks wise or and whatnot. The 5 is narrower? Oh, okay. That's what I figured. I figured the 7 would be bigger. I mean, it's a bigger number,
Fuel
so...
scooping.
Man, the old Comanches, I've always wanted a
Fuel
really
scoop
old one.
disengaged.
I had a friend that had one, and it had a, I want to say it had a AMC, I think it's a 360 engine inside it. I can't remember what the AMC motor was, but it was nice. That thing would haul butt. Yeah, the 2.8 wasn't a bad motor. The 4.0 wasn't bad either. The only reason why we went with the Chevy small block in mine was because of the fact that the Chevy small block was just a little bit lighter, and I work on Chevy 350s a lot. That's pretty much every car I've ever owned, besides for a little S10 that I had that had a I think it was like a 2.2 inside of it, a little Chevy Extreme. Had it for like 3 months, but before the transmission started going out, so I sold it to somebody who wanted to fix it because I didn't want to have to put the money into it. I picked it up for like $1,000 from a really good friend. Cut me a really good deal. Actually saved me at the time because my Jeep was starting to break down. Just empty every pocket, right?
Fuel scooping.
Looks like we got a couple things right out there to our left. Yep, a couple things. I was right about that. Prep for shock.
Affirmative.
Fuel scoop
Stand by. Charging frame shift drive.
Use the CJ7. Use the joke around.
Drives engaging. 50%.
That's funny, Busta Cap.
75%.
That's actually a good one.
Engines full burn.
I get your humor on that. It sounds like something I would say, honestly. We sound very similar. We might be able to make really good friends. When I got out of the military about 3
Fuel
months ago,
scooping.
and I let my hair go after having nothing but pretty much high-end tights for 5 years. I let my hair go, and I got about 6 inches of hair on my head.
Fuel scoop
And last
disengaged.
night, when I went to get my hair cut for the first time in 3 months, my girlfriend had decided that since we're going on vacation, I need to get my hair cut. And she's a stylist too, so she's been itching to do it. And so this is story time with KZ Fusion now. By the way, we're gonna change the name of the stream, but so. Anyway, so she went to cut. She cut about 6 inches off last night, and now I got stubble on my head, so I look presentable when I go home. And my only response to her when she asked me if I liked it was I sat down, I held my head, and I said, "Man, I feel really lightheaded right now," because she had taken all my hair off, so all that weight was gone. And she didn't get it for a little while, and then finally she understood. She's like, "Oh my gosh, your sense of humor is just."
Fuel
Almost too much to
scooping.
bear. If you got a good sense of humor, we can be friends. Cause I like puns. Puns are my favorite thing in the world to say.
Fuel
I
scoop
love puns. Actually, I
disengaged.
can't say that I like them because I love them. Prep for shock.
Stand by. Readying the FDL drive.
But yeah,
Drives engaging.
I have always
50%.
wanted to get an old school Comanche because I like trucks. I got a '92
Drives
Chevy
engaging.
Silverado that has been in my
75%.
family ever since. Well, Well, ever since I moved to
Engaged.
Yuma and sold it and then bought it back from the same guy that I sold it to. But it's been in my dad bought it off of the Chevy dealership when it came out in '91. Bought it 4 days before the '92 year mark. And man, it's a sweet truck. I absolutely love it. But I tried driving around a Jeep, tried driving around a car, and as much as I love them, I can't get away from trucks. I like my trucks way too much.
Fuel
They're
scooping.
so durable and big, and other cars don't mess with you as much. It's nice. It's really nice when you're driving down the road and you got a snowbird trying to cut you off, then they realize how much bigger you are
Fuel
when they actually get really close and
disengaged.
they decide to change their mind. It's nice. You just stay in one lane and go, and people will just mold around you. Not that we have a lot of problem with people here in Yuma, besides when the snowbirds hit and they drive 30 in a 45. That, oh my gosh, it makes me so mad. I get road rage so bad. I mean, I don't flip them off or anything like that, but I get so mad. I start like yelling. My dog gives me a weird look when he's riding with me, like, dude, you just need to chill out, man. It's not that I want to speed or go anywhere quick. They hog up traffic, and there's like 50 cars behind. It's like a train of people then, instead of being a smooth flow. I love efficiency. Efficiency is my #1 thing I love. And if things aren't efficient, it annoys the hell out of me. This is why I was talking to Ghost yesterday about my computer being very well organized, and it's the efficiency
Fuel
part of me.
scooping.
I absolutely love it when things are very, very, very efficient. Which is why I like the Diamondback. I just love how efficient
Fuel
it is.
scoop disengaged.
I mean, I've got about the same jump range as, I've actually got a little bit more, I believe, than, I think I can jump a whole light year more than when I had my ASP. But I didn't really configure it for, you know, a 5,000 year light range jump or anything. For this, I absolutely love this thing. Love how efficient they are. The $30 a month. Yeah, wait till the heat sets in though. I know where you live, and that's gonna be horrible when the heat sets in. Does your truck have AC?
Fuel scooping.
Because your motorcycle doesn't. Remember that. I don't know if it gets as hot where you are as it does where I am, but oh man, I hate the feeling of somebody throwing sand through a blow dryer. It is horrible. Absolutely hate it. I used to have a TW 250. I can't remember what year it was. It was my dad's. And it was a little farm bike, you know, the little wider tires and stuff. I used to ride that thing back and forth to school. And man, that was a nice bike. I loved that thing. Yeah, I can't stand that when people neglect things like that. I'll ask them why it's
Fuel
sitting out in the
scooping.
yard. And when they tell me, oh, I don't know, I'm like, would you let your kid do that? Because I treat my vehicles like they're my kid. I say that, but I've been neglecting my truck for a while now and playing this game,
Fuel
but
scoop
I just don't have the money
disengaged.
to fix it up right now and do everything that I want to do to it. But so that's my excuse. But I mean, it still drives really nice. I don't beat it up too much. It's just hanging out. Wow. Oil changes are very important. You know, I don't believe in the whole time thing where you have to change your oil every 3 months or 6 months or anything. Mine is just based on, I watch how the engine is riding. I haven't changed my oil in 6 months, but I've only put probably not even 1,000 miles on my truck, so it hardly used. That oil is just sitting there. And when I do look at it, I do check my oil pretty often because it eats oil
Fuel
just as fast as
scooping.
I can put it in it almost. But I like to look at it. As long as it's clean, there's no grit, it looks nice, especially after,
Fuel
you know,
scoop
getting scraped
disengaged.
off the bottom when I pull that dipstick out of there. I think it's just fine. So oil is very important, very, very important. Yeah, I know a lot of people like that. They go out and buy a car and they're just like, meh, whatever. It gets me from point A to point B. I've known a lot of people like that. Man, Buscap, I don't know how you do that.